Rising, y'all. I'm coming. Great Rising, Great Rising. I almost started to sleep in on y'all ass. Hold on. I'm coming. Alright. 1 second. I ain't lying. I'm still getting dressed. This shit almost getting happy. Alright. First things first. Find a distinctive, beautiful flower. And a healing herb with a heart, a mind, breast, buttocks, and the womb. I come with sacred earth medicine to heal myself. Bring your purse up here. Alright, I'm coming out for real. I ain't bullshit. I ain't bullshit. Okay. I'm totally bullshitting. Hold on. Great Rising. I'm trying to figure out where I put my book. Hold on. And I'm trying to put my breast up so I can stay married. Hold on. Great Rising family. Right, I think I almost got it. Then we can start playing. Alright. All around the world, it's the same song. You know, I be buying these tops from the thrift, and they don't have no fitting room at the thrift. So a lot of time I just try to guess if it's. A lot of times I don't know what it's gonna do like until I come live. Like, hold on. I'm sure they're supposed to be up like that, but it's alright though. Yeah, it's cute though. Look. See that? What? And y'all don't want nothing but $2.69. Alright, that's cool. Let me find this book. Just like this. That way. Hold on. Any book. It ain't gotta be my book. It just gotta be a book. None of that shit worked. Yesterday we talked about yesterday we spoke briefly about abuse. I think it was yesterday. We said that we were gonna have a discussion about abuse for heart to heart. We should. I work tonight, but I'll either go live before I go in or go pre-record it and just post it at heart to heart time. We do need to talk about abuse. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm trying to tell you. Contrary to what it look like, you serve an on-time God. Okay? We might not come when you call. Okay. Where's my book now? Greetings and great rising. Okay. Hold up. Today I did not do my yoga. I did. I ain't get my meditation on yet. Say no, I love you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you do, King. I appreciate all you do. Speaking of, him and I got a challenge going on right now. It's his idea. It's always some idea he got. But yeah, we're loving on each other without using the word love. Yeah, the same way I used to use pussy to communicate with black men, now I just use the L word. You know, I do. Before, if I wanted to say thank you, I had to have sex with you. If I wanted to say I needed something, I had to have sex with you. It doesn't matter what. If I wanted to say thank you or please or I'm sorry or whatever the fuck I was trying to convey, I used pussy to say it. Now I know multiple love languages, and so it's easy to communicate with black men. So this is definitely peace. When he said that he wanted to express the L word, the sentiment of it without using the word, I was like, yeah, I would like to try to do it for 36 hours. So it's been peace. It's been a lot of affirmations and shit. It's been lots and lots of those. All right. Sacred Woman, Queen of Four. Copyright 2000, Queen of Four, Helen O. Robinson. Yeah. Hold on one second. I was in a car. It was a bus, and Say was driving, and there was a man in the street, and there was another van opposite of us. It was a light blue Chevy Astro van ahead of us, parked sideways. There were a group of men in black. There was a man in white, and white and red. He had on a jersey. Maybe it was a baseball jersey, but it was white and it had some red and some blue and some jeans. And Say and I were in the van going this way, and I can't remember who was in the van with us. But again, we turned. We were supposed to be going on a field trip, and when we turned on down this alley, again, there was a white van ahead of us to the right, just kind of off to the side. And then there was a blue van, more so directly in front of us. And as we approached, the figures were still small. We were so far back. We could hear an argument, and we could see something in the street. You know how black people do. As you're approaching, you're hoping whatever the fuck this is going on in your way will get out of your way before you get there. And I'm telling you this so I don't forget it. I literally woke up at 6 o'clock and was like, fuck this, I'm going to sleep again till 6:30. And I set my alarm for 6:35. When I woke up at 6:35, I got in a rush to come to you. So I didn't write this or anything. I'm just remembering it. I think I jumped up too fast and almost lost it. Anyway, there's a white van off to the right, and in front of us there's a blue van, and the blue van is actually facing this direction. I don't know what the fuck that matters yet, but everything is relevant. Anyway, Say is cheering him on, like the man that appears to be the aggressor is confronting the other man. We still can't make out what it is, but we're not used to seeing conflict. We're used to seeing arguments, at the end, but we're not used to seeing conflict resolution. We're used to seeing conflict, not conflict resolution. So when Say sees the man talking, although it's aggressive, he says something to the effect of, yeah, black man, go ahead and work that shit out. Y'all work that shit out. And as soon as he says work that shit out, the man in the white jersey starts to charge toward where we are. Not because he's coming for us, but he's running away from the scene where all the other men are. And as soon as he turned around to see how much distance he's put between him and the aggressors, he's shot, and I'm able to watch him fall. And it happened so fast before Say can even finish saying, go ahead, black man, y'all work that shit out. Like, before he could even, finish his applause and his pride, I'm watching this man bleed out in front of me. And then there's fear, and there's cold, and there's heartbreak, and I just ask him to leave. Again, there's no way for us to pull forward. I don't even know if it's a dead end. I did describe it as an alley because of how narrow it is. There is no lanes. There's no way to turn around. There's only enough space to back out. And so I say, let's back out. And he speed and we back out. And 6:35 comes and I wake up. So that's scary at a glance. Without me sitting down and looking into it, I'll be honest, it's scary to me. It's scary for a few reasons. One, because I can't remember all my life and all the dreams I had, it's always been my aunt or my mother driving. And it wasn't until my enlightenment that I understood that my relationships, my health, my habits, this vessel, this avatar, all of these things are nothing but vehicles. They're nothing but vehicles, modes of transportation to get me to where I'm supposed to be. And so to know that my entire life I was dreaming about somebody else operating the vehicle when that is my mode of transportation. Yeah, I guess before, I didn't know before, so it had no effect. And then the minute I did recognize it, I became the driver of the vehicle in my dreams, and so that's peace. And since I've become the driver of vehicles in my dreams, this is the first time since then in over a year that someone else was behind the wheel. So I'm thankful in my old dreams when somebody else would drive, we would almost always get in an accident, you know, ride off of a roller coaster that just drops off, right off of a cliff that just drops off, or just spin out in some type of accident. And in this case, there was no accident. I was able to witness something else happening. I'm about to read your comments in 1 second, sis. But yeah, so at a glance, though, the first thing that makes me feel like I need to do some assessment, and immediately, is that although I've like legit given the keys to say, it concerns me that I wasn't behind the wheel, because he didn't take the keys from me in my life, because I've chosen to serve, because I've chosen the role that I serve in. Like, I need to understand why I'm not in the driver's side, and so I'll sit with that. That he was operating a van or a bus is peace to me, because I know that I have chosen a man that is a leader, and that there will always be a lot of people behind him, as with a van. Okay, if the nigga was in the fucking Prius, wouldn't be nobody behind him. As it turns out, he in a Magic School Bus. The colors are significant. The white van, the blue van, the red, white, and blue jersey. Fuck. Fuck. There it is. Fuck. Dream work really ain't all that difficult. All the fuck you have to do is sit with it. Also have to sit with the number 12. I'm just putting that out there so I don't forget. Yesterday, every time Say asked me the same question, the number 12 came to mind. Like it was an answer. And he certainly wasn't asking me for a number. Yeah. So I'm peace. And now I'll sit with the dream. I'll sit with the dream. To sit with the dream means to sit in a quiet place, to sit in a meditative state, focusing on the dream, asking yourself or your universe or Gaia or God or Jesus or Krishna or whoever the fuck it is you pray to, whatever the fuck niggas is calling God nowadays, and ask, what is the message? What does it mean? Anyway, like I said, his jersey was all white. And right over the heart, on this side of the jersey, fuck, you know this, the heart. But anyway, right over the heart was the little logo, which was navy blue and red and white. And then like a baseball jersey, you know how it's got the thin lines all over it, the thin red lines. It had the thin red lines. So yeah, that's me. So I'm like wondering, who is this man? Why is this boy being shot in my dream? It's the red, white, and the blue, fam. It's the red, white, and the blue. Like, I'm gonna tell you something, and like I said, we're gonna make much of it, then we're gonna keep going. If you put a line this way and you put a line this way, you formulated a cross. A letter T. A letter T. That's a cross. So there was a cross in my dream. There was a cross in my dream. The way the vans were positioned was a cross or an intersection. All right. The way the boy came for me and say toward us for help. Um, the way I opted not to, because it was too late to save him. Uh, the red, white, and blue. My country, 'tis a fucking me. For real, me and Say was sitting around last night, and Zion said, she said to me, she's like, Mom, we were playing on the iPhone, and a notification came across the screen, and I don't know how to check Grandma's email, but it said something about early voting. Can we do that? And I'm like, what you mean? Said, are we too young? Is there a way that me and Serena can vote early? It said that. She's like, it flashed across the screen too fast, but it did say vote early. I know we're young, but we're ready to vote. Can we vote the president out? I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. Vote early doesn't mean vote young. Okay. You don't pick the president. You don't pick to put him in. You won't pick to get him out. And what are you talking, like, are you, the early voting, Zion, because they have designated days that you can vote. And if you're not going to be available to vote on those days, then they have early voting so you can vote on another day before the election. That's what that's for. But right now, there is no presidential election. The baby is trying to get Trump the fuck out of office. Anyway, so I say to Tim, like, how long he been president anyway? Because, you know, time flies and shit. You know? Oh, Barack was president for 2 days, and we looked up and 3 years had passed. So I'm like, shit, we probably vote again next year anyway. So I'm like, say, how long this clown-ass dude been president? He like, 1 year. It hates Siri. When did Trump become president? It's like 2017. Damn. We got a long way left. We got a long way left to ride. Hold on. All right, let me look at my comments and shit and get my snot together. All right. All right, hold on. Oh, y'all got a lot of comments and shit. All right, hold on. Try to get my life in order. All right, love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light. Oh, light, 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 light. You know the lighting. All right. Thank you. I love y'all. Oh, no, ain't no rain or none of that. Oh, man. All right, we're going to keep on pushing. We were on violence. I'm going to find the right page. Then I'm going to sit up and lift. Then I sit up and I'm going to lift and separate my breasts. Yes, indeed. Some sisters need to lift and separate their eyebrows. Because them motherfuckers have joined. Them motherfuckers have become one. Nah. You know what? I want to say this too. Freedom don't look the same on everybody. Hurting look the same on everybody. And healing look the same on everybody. And don't let nobody tell you no different. Even... It's a man I'm fond of who always say, you know, I'm a pain freak. You know, I'm a pain freak. But you still identify it as pain. If it was pleasurable, you'd be a pleasure freak. If the pain gave you pleasure, then it's the pleasure you sought, not the pain. But you still identify it as pain because hurting look the same on everybody. Okay? Hurting look the same on everybody. And healing looks the same on everybody. What does not look the same on everybody is freedom. Freedom will never look the same from one person to the next. It won't. Freedom for me means being able to wear my hair nappy and knotty and natural. And freedom to someone else whose mother had maybe always sheltered them. She wasn't pro-black. She didn't give a fuck about she didn't give a fuck about none of that. She just wasn't about no secular shit. You wasn't about to have no perm. You wasn't about to listen to no music. You wasn't about to wear no... Listen, she just didn't want you of the world. And so freedom to you might mean short skirts and long weaves and long nails and shit. All I know is freedom look different on everybody. We got to get past the point where we look at a sister who got a blonde weave that go all the way down to her ass and we think this bitch not woke. That's what her freedom looks like on her. Freedom is being able to do whatever the fuck you want to do, whenever the fuck you want to do it, without regard of without any. That's perfect. Without regard. Without regard. Um, and so a lot of us can't, we're not allowed to be free. We're not allowed to say what we really think. We're not allowed to say what we really mean or express what we really feel. We're just not allowed to because the consequences and the repercussions are way too grand. Freedom is not giving a damn. That don't mean you out here hurting people. Not at all. Freedom means I'm out here serving me. I'm out here focused on making sure I am okay and trusting that you are out here making sure that you are okay, so neither of us ever burdens the other with making sure that the other is okay. All right? That's peace. Free, yes, indeed. I love you. I love you, husband. Freedom is, free is. Yeah. And thank you, Say. I say that all the time, and every now and then I get a little judgy. and I need to be reminded too, you know. Yeah. Um, freedom is. Freedom is as freedom is. All right, so violence and the sacred woman. Violence and the sacred woman. One other thing I was thinking. Then this is easy, and then we're going to be going. When you see somebody whose freedom doesn't look like your freedom, if it's hard for you to love them through what it looks like isn't freedom, remember again to focus on our similarities. To focus on our similarities. There's got to be some God in you somewhere. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to recognize you. And so try to find that God. Try to find yourself in other people. All right, here we go. Sharice Shiraz. Sharice Shiraz. Hold on, let me think. Yeah, I'll be able to ship your package out tomorrow. I'll be able to ship it out tomorrow. I'm trying to get these other earrings together for you instead of the ones that I originally promised you. I know the ones I promised you are dope as fuck. You're going to get those too. But it's this other joint. I don't know if I ever showed you the cigarette joint. Oh, D. Renee, I give thanks for you. I'm not using the L word today. I'm trying not to, but I give thanks for you. I appreciate the way you lead us to health and wellness. Okay, I appreciate that your care for us is an action and not just a word. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Say. Thank you, Say no. All right. Violence in the sacred woman. Yeah, but Sharice Shiraz, I got the the Newport joint. It's got a woman with it's a no smoking thing. I mean, it'll help you. The L word. You were 22? Where Nas at? Nas. Pew, pew, pew. Alright, yeah. Alright, let's go. D. Renee, you know when I seen Auntie do the You're 22 Pew Pew, like I thought about you. Not because you get ratchet like that, because you're probably one of the only sisters I know that can really lift her leg up like that and do a what's this called, a pussy lap. When I do like this, sis, I got these tights on right now. So when I do like this right here without these tights, that leg, that thigh do the same thing that chicken wing thing do. So, yeah. I said, Auntie got them nice tight legs. I know D. Renee could do that. Anyway, yes. It is. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is. D. Renee, I'm trying to focus now. It's hard because I don't even know how I stumbled across that video. I don't know how, but I'm just thankful that this is the day that the Lord hath made. Hey, mommy. Sleepy still or just feeling sick? You need me? You late? What time is it? Hold on. make sure my mama's straight. Okay, I'm focused. You're 22. Pew, pew, pew. All right, I'm focused. All right, violence and the sacred woman. Violence and the sacred woman. All right, you know what? I'm gonna get some tissue because you got my nose fucking up, and then I'm gonna get my life right. Because when I come back, we're gonna focus. All right. Why you can't have one day where your baby have a feet for real? Huh? Yeah, what you want me to do? No, but Ava got your hair. What can I do, Mom?
She needs to eat some food. All she been eating is cereal.
Say you're gonna protect me.
Honey, you need to get you some food. You stop and get you a breakfast sandwich or something? You got your shoes? Come on, let's go upstairs.
Okay. No, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. She's trying to make sure everybody okay and she can't even see and breathe. She said you on quarantine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not pink eye though. Something got my eye the other day. You know, I'm heavy-handed.
Oh,
You know,
rub it out.
It's itchy. It's the pollen and stuff. That's not.
Well, I'll feed the children when they wake up, so you can get your rest
I
on.
can't wash dishes yet. The cat is killing me.
Okay. Okay, hold on, make sure I ain't missed nothing. Okay. Oh yeah, that is. Me and Say went on a seafood date yesterday. The shit was dope, y'all. You know, I know I don't eat meat and shit. I had shit I never had before. I was like, I want to try everything I never tried before. I did. I was like, I want the alligator. I want the fucking, nigga, if I don't know what the fuck it is, serve me that shit. Man, I want everything that's not chicken. Man, I seen shrimp big as motherfucking dicks. You talking about, do I want a shrimp and grit? Hell no. Hell nah. We had a good time though at Papa Do's. We really did. Um, we did. I think our appetizer was like $26.75. Not that I be looking at numbers like that, but then his plate was like $32.75. Not that I be looking at numbers like that. And then his dessert was $6.95, and my dessert was $6.75, and it was $83.26. And then we had to $15. But not that I was looking at none of that. Yeah, I'm cheap as fuck. I'm like, so these niggas is charging $32 for fish and grits? My children done ran up a check on me. Fish and grits for $32 a plate because y'all said y'all got some buttered spinach on that motherfucker. Man, go. Yeah, yeah, it is the blackened. Something he said he wanted, I ordered. And that shit had me like, all of this was just like, cleared out. My eyes was watering and shit. I was like, maybe I shouldn't eat no more alligator. Anyway, um, yeah, great rising, great rising, great rising. All right, we're gonna keep on pushing. Violence and the Sacred Woman. Violence and the Sacred Woman, page 287. And this is so relevant to the abuse, to the abuse thing. Remember, go with your gut. We've been saying that for quite some time. Your gut is your God. You don't have to pray and ask Jesus, or like I said, whoever the fuck niggas is praying to nowadays. You don't have to ask for a sign or an omen, or you don't have to ask for a clue of whether or not you should get the fuck free. If you're praying to ask if you should be free of something, hell yeah, you should be free of the thing. There are things that you know you're not supposed to be free of, and you never ask should you be freed of water. You never ask should you be relinquished of your children and shit. You don't. So if there's ever a relationship or a food or a thing that you have to sit down and pray about, then let that thing go. Um, let me say what now? Mm-hmm. What you said? Take a side no water tap. It's cool. Oh no, you don't take no water and no side salad at no Papados. No, you'd be just as ignorant as that white man that was sitting next to me. I'm like, who the fuck coming here where it's $30 a fucking plate minimally and get some chicken tenders and some French fries? You old Burger King ass nigga. Nah, you won't get no salad with me. I tell my children too. You be one of them people who be like, oh, I ain't gonna try that. Oh, Oh, ew. I don't eat potato salad. Bitch, you ain't never had nobody potato salad but your auntie back in '89, and that her whole house was fucking nasty. I wouldn't have ate potato salad after that either. You understand what I'm saying? But when we get to traveling outside of the country, and you be on that, you want a salad and some water shit, them motherfuckers gonna serve you up some Corelli, and you ain't even gonna know what the fuck it is, because you ain't been fucking with your girl. Tell them about that shit, hoodlum priest. They ain't ready for the bitter lemon gem. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're out here talking about what you ain't gonna eat, you're gonna miss some power and shit. There's so much, it's like, yeah, like the infinity stones. It's infinity meals and plants in every different part of the world, hidden. Different plants and different stones with healing properties that in order for you to experience, you have to go to them. And yesterday, I needed to experience some fucking alligator. Fuck y'all. Yesterday, melanated bitch, I needed me some blackened catfish with some scallops. And that's okay. It's okay. Fucked up my whole nasal, fucked up my stomach and shit 3 times today. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because if I had the opportunity to do it again, guess what? I would. I would. I would. All of that shit from the fucking praline cheesecake dessert, my nigga, to the goddamn cheese and brisket, spinach, crab, lab meat dip. I don't know what the fuck was. Melanated biscuits. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Umar Ralut. Ralut. All right. Violence and the sacred woman. I was telling you the gut is God, so that you understand really though. To go with your gut. You don't have to pray and ask something to tell you about a situation you know you should be free of. And I'm telling you this because violence is not a physical act. Violence is not a physical act. It is the after effect, the residual that is even more volatile than the act of violence. Understand? The minute I hit my child, the hit is over. The minute it's over. It's done. Nothing else. The connection, the contact didn't last more than a second. But my arm, I still feel it. Let alone if I were to bruise. The memory, I still hold it. Violence is about the residual, what you feel after. And it ain't about what somebody else deems. Like, it's assault if it was a blood. No. Like, how did it make you feel? That's enough to validate it. That's enough to validate it. And I know some crazy folks out here who don't need that, but sadly, your gut is your God too. That's enough to validate it. If you feel violated, then the residual is violence. The frequency that you feel and the chemical release that goes on inside your body it is violent and dangerous to you. Okay. So we always consider violence on the outside, what it looks or feels like if somebody says something or does something. But there are things that people can say and do, like Betty McPetties and shit, okay? Shady McGrady's. They say and do little shit, right? And this little shit on the outside doesn't look so offensive that it has to be addressed. The little shit that they do is so minute on the outside that people on the outside looking in feel like you petty because you've given some credence to it by addressing it or by feeling some type of way. And these are really dangerous. These are, I'm trying to tell you, these is the sweet bitches, right? We coming up on sweet bitches. But the sweet bitch is dangerous because her outward, the the shit they're doing on the outside is damaging, but the damaging part is happening on the inside. It causes a hemorrhage. You know what a hemorrhage is? An internal bleeding. There's a way to hit someone so hard on the outside that all you see minimally is some bruising, maybe, but on the inside, they bleed out. And that's what happens when we are in violent situations, when we allow people to make us feel violated. If someone makes you feel violated in any way, then you are in a violent environment. You are in a violent situation, all right? Remember, and it don't mean somebody got to purple your eye or kick your stomach or your groin for it to be violent. There is a chemical release happening inside your body every time you interact or engage with other people. And so if you're not careful about these interactions, then you increase chemical imbalances that you don't need, all right? You know how some people give you a headache. Everybody knows somebody child at least who give you a headache. Somebody else's child. When you're around this particular child, I'm not trying to talk about grown folk. Somebody, it could be a coworker. A lot of people got coworkers that give you a headache. They voice, and you say they voice annoy you, but you really do get a headache. There really is a chemical release going on. There really is a chemical release. And these chemicals will kill you. These chemicals will kill you. What happens is, there's already a shitload of chemicals going on inside your body. And certain interactions cause chemical reactions, cause you to feel a certain way about somebody, so another chemical is released. And if it's a damaging chemical, your body, in a response to protect you, will produce something that's damaging enough to damage it. Now you got one damaging thing coming in, your body producing another damaging thing. You got a whole infinity war fucking going on right inside you, and you should be on your Thanos shit. You should be able to snap and everything be fucking peace. You should be merciful. But no, you're not. You just keep going around in the same circles, affiliating with the same people who put you in a violent situation. Some of them are outward violent, some of it inward violent, but violent no less because it destructs you internally. All right? Violence in the sacred woman. Let me see. Make sure my little nip ain't coming out. It's gonna be some boobage and shit. As long as y'all don't see no nip, I can stay married. All right. Violence in the sacred woman. All right, hold on. All right, let's get this. All right. Say, I can bear witness, peace, and experience that reflection of my own eternal human. I release the anger that is within me. Violence begets violence, so let peace flow. We talked about ingesting violence. We talk about violence from the foods we eat. Hold on. What's happening in your life at this moment? Accept your life peace right now. Meditate on this peace prayer. Hold on, I'm coming. Okay, so we covered that yesterday too. Good deal. A peace prayer. Say if no one around is opposed. Hold on, let me go get a piece of tissue and we're gonna come back to that. We're on page 288. 288. With 16, 17, 18. And that's a 9. 16, 17, 18. So check this out. Page 288. 8 and 8 is 16. Plus 2, that's 18. 1 plus 8 is a 9. All right. Here we go. Heal a woman, heal a nation. Listen, I'm trying to find a way to make you understand this so to be relevant to you. From violence to peacefulness through the foods we eat. Food is our fuel. What and how we eat determine the effectiveness of our lives. There are natural food alternatives, so we don't have to feel deprived. We can simply make better choices. Symptoms from eating a violent and toxic diet. Women become verbally abusive to men, all right? Men physically abusive to women. Stressed out parents, unable to talk to children, using blows instead. Gossiping, inability to let go of resentment, depression, and worry. Abusive, animalistic, or uncontrollable sexuality. Now, if it sounds lofty, like it's can't be true. Surely the foods we eat can't make women verbally abusive to men. Okay? Surely the things we eat can't make us gossipy and resentful and abusive or animalistic. Wrong again. Trying to think of a good way for you to understand this. Stressed out parents unable to talk to children using blows instead. Gosh. A toxic diet. Women verbally abusive to men. All right, chemicals. That's how we're going to explain this. Abusive, animalistic, or uncontrollable sexuality. We know there to be um, foods, not foods. Let's just go with drugs. We know that there are foods too. Fuck that. So we was at the seafood place yesterday, and he kept telling me something was an aphrodisiac. I don't know, clams or oysters or fucking sea stars. I don't know. Some people was eating some raw shit. They brought it out. It looked slimy. It was on a bucket of ice. They had drinks. They was about to get fucking wasted. He told me it's an aphrodisiac. So there's something that they can eat that's going to make oysters. So there's something that they can eat that's going to make them feel that's going to make them feel aroused. Okay, there's something that they're going to eat, and the chemical, natural or not, the natural or not chemical in this food is going to combine with the chemicals in their body, and the chemical reaction will be frisky. Okay, that's peace. Because when I drink liquor, as with a lot of people, I get more frisky. The chemical in that bottle and the chemical in this body combine, and I get loose lips. I start talking real fancy. I be ready to fuck. I be ready to fight. Never know. Listen, yeah. And these are all chemical reactions. They say you could take the, what's the pill? Ecstasy was what it was when I was younger. I don't know what the fuck they doing nowadays. I think it was ecstasy when I was little and shit. You get a double stack or some shit. I don't know what the fuck they doing nowadays. But they even got the Viagra and shit. Don't just make your dick hard. Supposed to make your dick hard and make your heart ready. Okay, make your dick hard and your heart soft. And these are chemicals ultimately. Doesn't matter how they packaged. If we put it in an oyster, if we put it in a pill, it doesn't matter how they packaged. Ultimately, we're talking about chemicals, some natural, some unnatural, but we're talking about chemicals, right? The chemicals are already in your body, combined with chemicals in your environment, and that is where the chemical reactions take place. So when we say that the foods we eat can and do make women verbally abusive to men, the foods we eat can and do stress out parents, the foods we eat can and do make us resentful, it is true. It is true. Man, I'm over fucking Cinnabon, okay? The last time I cheated and had a Cinnabon, not only did I look up and I was 27 pounds heavier than I last remembered, but they didn't even, they were so busy, they was pumping out them buns like fucking, like, look, the buns wasn't even, it was still doughy in the middle. No, bitch, I don't want no praline on there. I want you to put that bitch back in the oven and finish baking that shit. I don't, man, fuck the Cinnabon. Fuck the Cinnabon. You said, yeah, fuck them Cinnabons. Cinnabons make it look tingling. Cinnamon alone does not, it ain't no Cinnabon tingling, that's them fucking chemicals. You smell that sugar and you be like, you're like Tyrone Bacon, same way we be when you walk into a Walmart and they got a Subway and shit. You be like, that bread, you can smell that bread. Oh yeah, Cinnabon's not even the same since it was since '97. Yeah, Cinnabon is not. Nah, they don't even use cinnamon or buns no more. I don't know what the fuck it is. Anyway, the foods we eat do have chemicals, and it is if you don't believe in the esoteric, I know you at least believe in science. And scientifically, you know this to be true. They have medicine that calm your child down. They have medicine that's supposed to you can be suicidal and have depressive thoughts, and there's an antidepressant, a medicine that will change your thoughts. That will change your thoughts, eliminate the chemical that's being produced to make you feel this way. All right? Wanisha over there, she can smell the whole, said chicken and gyros, you smell the whole west side right now. You just smelled the west side, girl. Was you on 20? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The foods we eat, though, I'm focused. The foods we eat do contribute to our behaviors. All right? They do. They do. We said this yesterday. It's why niggas be like, oh, you got beef? Oh, that bitch salty. Really, we have to recognize that there is some relevance to our behavioral patterns and the foods that we eat. Okay? Um, the following, and I'm not saying, because some people are like, I've met some really nasty vegans. I've met some abusive vegan men. I'm like, okay, bitch, since you want to comb through and find and find the niggas who naughty, you're right. Remember, ultimately, it's still chemicals. Great Rising, ultimately, is still chemicals. Great Rising. Hold on. Okay, I had an email. Yeah, another bunch of cinnamon. All right, Great Rising, Great Rising, Great Rising. Working on sharing the sentiment of the L word without using the L word today. I'm sure I'm gonna fuck up a few times. I'm doing it for 36 hours, so we'll try. Anyway, the foods we eat do contribute. Like I said, they have medicines that get rid of your depressive thoughts, and they have medicines that help your child to have better and a better attention span. Um, so there are medicines that can help you forget, or medicines that help you to speak true, to speak without restraint. All of these chemicals are being combined in different ways in our foods, in our cigarettes, in our medicines, in our environments, in our drink, even our drinking water, um, in an effort to manipulate our behaviors. And it's working, so we have to be mindful. All right. Yes, indeed, the foods we eat can make us verbally abusive to each other, can make us gossipy and resentful and depressed and abusive, animalistic, or uncontrollable sexually. The following formulas and activities will help you eliminate violence from your life. This includes violence from your mate, boss, parents, children, and even girlfriends. Most times when we think of violence, we think of only male on female violence. When we are abused, put down, or taken advantage of, or when we experience violence, we may receive it from various directions, even from our sisters, children, mates, or friends. I really didn't want to have to go here. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Let me see how bad it would be if we did. No, we'll wait. We'll do it. We getting there. We getting there. We getting there in due time. I'll be patient, and we'll just get there when we get there. But again, a lot of us are receiving violence or abuse from our sisters, our children, our mates, or our friends. We don't recognize it as abuse because of who is doing it. I tell my children all the time because I don't beat my children. I don't beat or whoop or spank or pop or whatever the fuck. I don't do it. And so I tell them all the time, I'm disappointed. I feel really exhausted and I'm sad. My heart hurts because I don't feel like you respect me and I don't feel like you love me when you don't take care of your business. If you ask me to feed you, I don't kick the shit and bullshit and whine and drag my feet and cry about it and whine about it and wait 2 days to do it and tell you I will when I can and I'm trying, but I'm so busy and I'm having so much fun right now. When you say you're hungry, I get up and I do what you need me to do. When I tell you I need you to get your toys out of my workspace so I can do my work, you don't. But you still expect me to have money to buy whatever it is you want. I'm still expected to buy food and pay for gymnastics and pay for hair. And I'm still expected to do all of these things, but you won't even respect my workspace so that I can make money. And it just seems like I'm just having a regular conversation with my children. It's not until I'm reminded that abuse can come not only from my king, abuse can come from my coworker, my boss, my mother, my children, my cousins, my sisters. Abuse can come from anywhere. So when I realize I need to handle my relationship with my children much differently because my children are abusive to me. My children are abusive to me. If you don't begin to recognize abuse in all of its forms, you're going to continually let the devil in at the door. Remember, Grandma said evil can't come in. God damn it, he ain't got that much freedom. In order for devil to get up in this motherfucker, you have to have invited it in. And if you don't recognize the devil, If you don't recognize pain, if you don't recognize abuse, then every time you'll tolerate it. Every time. Not realizing, again, that your body is constantly releasing chemicals to protect you. And sometimes these chemicals are so aggressive because of the chemical reaction you're receiving from other interactions. No exchange leaves us unchanged. No exchange. You can't say hi to a motherfucker on the street without there being some chemical release. No exchange leaves us unchanged. All right? Um, be mindful and call it as you see it. Remember, you don't have to go and ask a police for no baseline. You don't have to scroll through Sacred Woman to find out exactly what's violent. How many times does a motherfucker have to steal from you before they're a thief? How many cigarettes does a motherfucker have to smoke before they're a smoker? You don't have to figure that out. You don't. Your gut is God enough. Your gut is all the God you need. If you feel disrespected, if you feel abused, or if you feel violated, it's time to make a move. Um, yeah, sound like my children all the time too. And the thing is, we don't realize it. We don't realize that our children and our sisters are abusive. We don't realize it. And when we don't, we support it. When we don't call it out, that means that we stand in support of it. And we encourage them to go out. And our children, the same way they've learned to abuse us, become casually abusive to their friends and peers, and later casually abusive in their relationships. All right. So it is important that we nip that shit in the bud. The same way I would come to my king and I would tell him, this is how I feel, this is what's happening, and this is what I expect to happen, and this is what I need to happen. What's up? I have to do the same thing to my children. I have to also be willing to make the same compromises and or sacrifices, the same changes, if ever, whenever my king or my children or my sister friend or my mates come to me and say that they feel violated by anything that I do or say. Okay. Yeah, and it doesn't mean I need to change everything I say and change everything I do. It means we should be respectful of one another. We should be mindful of one another. We should want to edify each other, because we all at some point or another require edification. So when we say things like we're going to be loyal to ourselves, or we are only going to trust ourselves, trust and believe there'll be a time where you will need someone. You'll need someone to be loyal to you. You'll need someone to trust you. The way this dimension or this realm works, these avatars do work together. You remember in Avatar, the, listen, we work together. Hey, it's necessary. All right, it's so necessary. You have to plug in or tap in. If there is no desire to do so, then often later in life you'll feel lack. All right, you'll feel a feeling of incomplete. So a lot of people on their deathbed start loving on their family members and shit the right way. Okay, because we are. Regardless of how strong you are individually, this avatar was designed to connect with and be supported by other avatars just like it. All right? You ain't got to agree with the shit. Just know that the shit is true. All right. The end of violence, the peace and love diet. Wait, again, before we go on. If you feel violated, is violence. Check that shit. If you feel violated, your body is already releasing a chemical and you need to check that shit. That means if somebody says something to you that make you feel fucked up, you need to treat that like they just punched you in your shit and address that shit immediately. All right? The end of violence, the peace and love diet. Fast and pray, cleanse and purify. Let's work for a full 3-month season with these principles. Diet, let me say diet, bath, and okay, queen. Okay, so page 289 says that we're gonna work with a 3-month season with these principles. Okay, so these two principles, bath and diet. Hold on, let me go on my nose. That's what Queen got on here. Hold on. Alright. I probably won't read the fine print on there because a lot of the things I no longer support. I don't eat beans. I'll tell you, the book says For diet, eat beans, peas, tofu, soy meats, live and organic vegetables, fresh and unsprayed fruits. The diet must consist of 60 to 75% raw foods, 25 to 40% steamed foods for inner balance and rejuvenation of thoughts, attitudes, feelings, and overall wellness. Um, so yeah, I will tell you that diet is won't be easy, um, but there's a way you can do it. 50% raw. That means you may have a salad with every meal. I know some people are like, that sounds so boring. If you stop putting all 15 vegetables that you like to eat in the same salad, because you just know you so boss at salads, and you only put 2 or 3, then you can change them every day. Also, every salad doesn't have to have a lettuce base, okay? It doesn't have to have a lettuce or a spinach base. Sometimes you can just cut up all the same vegetables that you usually put in a stir fry. You can just eat them combined fresh, okay? You can just toss them and eat them fresh. Any combination of vegetables and or fruits is considered a salad. So if I were you, list all the fruits and vegetables you like, and then say, on this day, I'm going to combine these 3 as a salad. And on this day, I'll combine, these 3 as a salad. Now, maybe I'll throw in some raisins on one of the days and shit. But that way, there's not so much monotony, you know, because if the diet feels like boring, you won't stick to it. 50% raw, 25% steamed, and the other 25% can be your meat or bread or cheese. Try not to combine the 3 because your body, I don't want to start talking about monoglycerides and diglycerides and shit, but the way your body turns these foods into sugars, it's easier for your body to break it down if you're not consuming meat and bread and cheese together, okay? That's giving your body a very hard task because each of them require a different the intensity of the enzyme that breaks that food down is so different from one food to the next that you want to make sure the chemicals in your body aren't neutralizing themselves, balancing themselves out before they even have an opportunity to digest your food. So that's diet and bath. So Queen Afua says here at 2 to 4. Oh shit, we right at an hour. Perfect. We'll be wrapping up in a second. Queen Afua says to your bath, add 2 to 4 pounds of Epsom salt, a few drops of lavender essential oil, and an infusion of chamomile, 3 teaspoons of herbs steeped overnight in 1 quart of boiled water. Stay in the tub 1 to 2 hours. Again, doing this bath 7 nights straight, then 3 times a week. Burn a small pink candle and give yourself a self-massage from head to toe in the bath. Embrace your body and say, I've got the power to heal myself. I've got the power to stop my violence. I depend on myself. I support me. I allow only the best for me. I eat only the best, most peaceful, non-violent foods. Woman, let it be known that you're a healer of your life and that anyone and anything that crosses your path is due for a healing. When you heal everyone who comes near you, you heal their violence. When you heal everyone who comes near you, you heal their violence. Nothing stops violence like purity and inner peace. Not guns, not the strap, not punches. Joy is a choice. Hold on to it. Whatever happens, don't give up your joy. Hey, don't I tell you the same thing about your peace? Peace is a choice. Hold on to it. Whatever happens, don't give up your peace. If someone is angry or hostile towards you, learn and study what they're expressing. Allow yourself to grow from it, but all the while, very quietly, hold on to your joy, your sanity, and your peace. Inner peace draws an external peace to you in the end, as inner love of self draws external love. Catch that shit now. An inner peace draws an external peace to you, okay? Just as an inner love draws to you an external love. Inner happiness manifests as bliss externally. Hold on to your peace. Peace is a precious gift from the Most High to those who are obedient to the natural laws. All right, so we're going to pick up tomorrow on page 289. I'm excited. Heal a woman, heal a nation. Heal a woman, heal a nation. We're going to start with that tomorrow. And a piece by Lady Prima, who wrote My Soul Speaks. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do that now, just because that will close this gateway and we'll be able to pick up in Sacred Relationships tomorrow. Look, hold on. I got a little tea affirmation I found in my book. That's dope. Yeah, you right, you right, you right. Say no. I honor you. I adore you. I cherish you. I admire you. I worship you. I'm so filled by you. I respect you. I'll protect you always. I love you. This is completely irrelevant, but it is irrelevant. I'm going to read. He like, Ife. Ife. All right. All right. Love you, Carter. Love you, Carter. Love you, Carter. Makes sense. All right. Okay. So we go. All right. Yeah. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna share it. This is random. This is random because people always ask me, would I like to be in? How would Say feel if I had multiple kings and shit? That's always not the infamous eye emoji. Yeah, they always ask me that. They always ask me that, and it's peace because if you could ask him how he feel if I was with somebody else, he'll tell you. He'd be like, "I swear to God, he said the same shit. I don't own you, Ife. I don't own you, Ife." And I be telling his ass, "Yes, you do. Yes, you do." Lies people tell. No, really though, this is random. Because that's such a common question though. It gives me peace to know that even the other women that my king may or may not serve sexually, okay? Because when you're talking about polygamy and all that shit, dick sharing, nobody wants to fucking know about nation building. These motherfuckers want to know about who's fucking who. Who getting the dick today? Tippy tall, tippy tay. Listen, um, really though, just so I can address it again, while my king doesn't own me and supports whatever I say I need for my evolution, the truth is, it gives me much joy to know that I'm his. Like, to know that I'm his. It don't matter that he's not receiving me as owned because that's my peace. Knowing that because we're together so much of the time, because he's ultimately with me, primarily building with myself and our children, um, if he's ever with some other queen, there's not much time for her because he pours so much time and energy into his immediate family. All right. And so that leads me to think that this woman has to get whatever she needs from everywhere else. And so that's it. I get all of my needs serviced in one place. And some other queen has to have her needs serviced, in a multitude of places. Like I said, that's it. That's just random. That's it. So it wasn't gonna be too ratchet. I'm telling you, that's righteous. But yeah, that's it. Like ultimately, yeah. If there is some woman that he can only fuck on summer runs, then she's getting dick from some random nigga the rest of the time. Like, and our sex is sacred because it is his. Like my sex won't be shared. And so, anyway, damn, I wish I could remember the first dream. I had one before. I was so tired last night. And I was like, I lied to myself. I'm like, you gonna remember that shit. You gonna remember that shit. And you can write that shit down. Anyway, all right, let me keep on going. Heal a Woman, Heal a Nation, and then we out of here. I'd like to share with you a powerful work by Lady Prima, author of My Soul Speaks. It has encouraged and uplifted a multitude of women, and I'm sure it will do the same for you. Sacred Woman Healer, as you become a nurturing source in our nation building. Heal a Woman, Heal a Nation. Celestial channel of our human birth, wholesale womb of creation, devoted daughter to divinity, heal a woman, heal a nation. Envisioned in her radiant form, exhausted she'll rise supreme. Rebirth to her innocence, true love will be redeemed. Sacred spirit for peace on earth, virtuous vessels of inspiration, earthy essence of femininity, heal a woman, heal a nation. She dances to her own rhythm, sings with all in harmony, shares with all what she can give them. Through her love, she sets us free. glorified through her inner grace, liberated through purification, nurturer of humanity, heal a woman, heal a nation. Engaged to her eternal mate, she serves through charity, bestowing her gifts on everyone. Let her live, let her love, let her be mother of civilization, heal a woman, heal a nation. And that's the close. That's Lady Prima, heal a woman, heal a nation. Wholesome womb of creation, heal a woman, heal a nation. Virtuous vessels of inspiration, heal a woman, heal a nation. Liberated through purification, heal a woman, heal a nation. Mother of civilization, heal a woman, heal a nation. All right, absolutely, absolutely heal a woman, heal a nation. Um, Straight up. Chapter 12 is up next. Ashe, Ashe. Oh, chapter 12, Gateway 7. Chapter 12, Gateway 7, Sacred Relationships. The spiritual guardian is Mayat, and we'll be picking up on that. Sacred Relationships, Mayat. That's the balance. I'm excited. It's officially been a year since we started this. Heal a woman, heal the nation. Say no more. All right. Nukpu, nukaku, kamiku, kimamek, zeparu, in how nuk ao, inu, amuku. And no, I didn't put the Vex on you. I love it that we don't have catfish here and shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody, y'all ain't gonna ask me something. One of y'all should just say, show me your pussy, bitch, just so I can feel like we at home. Yeah, ask me, is the couch for sale? That's where we started. It is. Why did you say that? You shouldn't have said anything. It is. I was just trying to figure out how to say the L word without saying the L word. And then you said that. Yeah. It is where we started. It is where we started. It is where we started. Don't worry, they're happy tears. They're happy tears. So I fasted and I prayed and I fasted and I prayed and I fasted and I prayed and I was so obedient and I was so determined and I was so committed and yeah, some of those things I still am. Some of them I need to work on again, I'll be honest, but I really did the work. If I could do the same work to keep and maintain my relationship status, not just with Say, especially with Say, but with my children and with my mom and with my peers and with my work, with my business, with my health, like, shit, hold on. Man, if I commit to the same momentum that it took to establish these relationships, then these relationships will continually grow and be beautiful. They will. Like, it's still unbelievable to me that I have all that I have. I still every day wonder, how the fuck did I become so God? How the fuck did I qualify? How the fuck? I look up like, wait a minute. So I don't have to be hurting. I don't have to be sad. And I don't have to be in anguish. I don't have to be with a man who I wonder if he loved me, or I don't have to be, I don't have to go through nobody's phone or nobody's pockets. I don't have to sit up alone or feel misunderstood. I don't have to wonder where the next meal will come from or when I'll be hugged or touched again. I don't have to beg anybody to make love to me or to make love around me, or like, I just don't. I just have. And it's been work. I had to do work to get it. I had to do so much work to get it. And I have it. And now, to whom much is given, much is required. I have to do much work to keep it, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Hold on. Hold on. I can't see because my eyes is cloudy. Hold on. And yes, the alligator got my nose leaking. Partially because of the seasonings. Partially because that's how my body's set up. The minute I have some shit I ain't supposed to have, I start snotting bad. Hold on. Alright. I'm going to read your comments. I'm just so thankful. I really am. I'm thankful. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Making sure I missed it. Alright. Because you started loving you, that's how your peace came to you. You were hard clean. Yeah. Got some tissue on it. Thought I saw something out my peripheral. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Say. Agape. Okay. Agape. Yeah. I'm going to say this and then I really am going to go. Because a lot of us have experienced love that is so big or to such a degree that you've actually said, I love you more than words can express. Or you've said, yeah, there are no words to say how I feel, you know. And sacred silence is golden. Sacred silence is golden. Sometimes, oftentimes, our silence says so much more than our words could. And so I don't have to tell you today the L word. Like, I'll just be silent. That's it. So I'm going to spend my next few hours in sacred silence, which means my gestures of love and thanks will look like this and like this. Alright? So,